Reaction: Wilder versus Zhang. The result was the wrong, but the fight went exactly that what I thought, you know. I told Wilder will blast out Zhang, but the complete other side happened. So what is going on there? But when you watched my video for the prediction, I told you something. When Wilder will do some things, and when he will do this, then he will lose this very quickly. And exactly that happened there. But I thought he will blast him out, but he didn't do that what I thought, you know. So first of all, we have to respect all the fighters. It's very important. All what we talk here is only about the sport. You know, in sport, there's always a winner and someone loses it. You know, when someone loses it, we can discuss about it. But that doesn't mean, oh, this guy is over, the person is not good. Because this you hear nowadays much more often. Before they are the greatest and then they are nothing, they are lost. You know, that we don't want to do. When you want it complete correct, you should ask the fighter, the team. You know, they will tell you what went wrong, what strategy they had, and how much of the strategy did work. You know, you never know that. But we will discuss it in a really respectful way. And when we talk about really hard words, it's only about the sport. So what went wrong in there? Why did Zhang win? And why did Wilder lose this completely? You know, and why was I thinking that he will blast him out? You can watch the prediction video what I made. So in my thing is, Zhang made everything right, you know, and he had the nuts to do that. And Wilder made the complete wrong strategy for that fight. You know, I know what they wanted to do, but that was exactly that what I have told you. When he will do this, the chance that he loses is much, much higher, you know. So he had only one chance, and this one chance to me was left, right, go in and try that 1-2 times around, and he will connect with that. And he has not done that. Only once I have seen it, and he connected there. But what was the problem? First of all, we have seen the fight, and Zhang dictated the fight, and that was mistake number one, because Wilder was in the backyard. He has always to go back to the ropes. So, and what is the only big weapon what Wilder has? His power, his absolute granite power. And now tell me that, when you are not into boxing, or ask someone who is not into boxing, when he has seen this fight, ask the person, would you think that this person in Wilder is maybe the hardest hitting boxer we have ever seen? You know, in the last 130 years around, the hardest hitter of them all. They would tell you maybe, what? No, that cannot be. And there you see it. You know, when someone goes backwards and is in the ropes, you lose your punching power. You know, you cannot throw really hard when you have to go backwards. And that was mistake number one. Zhang pressed the fight, you know, and there you have to have nuts to do that. Because when you know there is a Wilder in front of you, normally you avoid him. And Zhang went forward. It doesn't matter what you throw, I will finish you up. You know, and Zhang has the better boxing skills. He's one of the best technicians in the heavyweight, and to me the best counter boxer of all heavyweights right now. And when you know that, I told you that in the prediction, do not box a boxer and do not counter a counter boxer. I told you, when he wants to try, Wilder, when he wants to try to prepare his right hand and make this, then he will lose it so quickly. You know, I told also this, what I have seen in the press training, you know, with the head movement of Wilder where he got those sticks. Yeah, that looks impressive, you know. He will improve in that skill, of course, but he will never be better than a Zhang. This is an excellent technician, an excellent counterpuncher. And when you try to overcome this, to be better in that, you will lose. And exactly that happened. And that is a big mistake. You know, I told you, he will go out 1-2 punches, but the third punch will come in. And what did he do, Wilder? He went backwards. Mistake number one, because you loses your power, you know. You can say, yeah, but Zhang pressed the fight. yeah, it can always happen that you have to go backwards, but then go out as quick as you can. Because there stands a guy with 120 kilo, 2 meters around or more weight. You don't want to get a punch from such a guy. Even when you are a light heavyweight, you know, Wilder is around 100 kilo. And you don't want to get punished. You know, that is why we have 17 weight divisions, because weight matters really, really a lot. But I know what Wilder wanted. He wanted to counter him. Wait until he makes a mistake and counter only with one right hand, always one hand. But with one hand, you cannot knock out a very good boxer. You know, that is too less with only one hand. I told also, you have to prepare the right hand. But there I told you also, that will not work against a Zhang. And you've seen it, he tried it with the jab and this and that. But then when you do that, you are in the space of the guy, you know. And when you want to punch there, this is a counter boxer. He will snap you. Like back then a Corey Sanders. You have seen, for example, what Corey Sanders did to Vitaly. To me, that was the most difficult fight for Vitaly, you know. Yeah, Lennox Lewis, but Corey Sanders was dangerous. He was really a counter boxer, quick. And there you have to be much more carefully than against all other opponents, you know. And Wilder made that all wrong. So first thing, he went backwards all the time. So you lose your power, because when you want to generate power, you have to go forward, you know, and not from the backside and throw one right hand. Maybe for some people that is enough that they will get floored, but not a guy with that size and that body weight, you know. There you should really do much more of your hips with everything what you have to go in, you know. And that was a big mistake. So the next mistake what he made, you can say it is a mistake. When he moved, he often moved exactly into the hard hand of Zhang. Zhang is a southpaw, you know. The left hand is the hard hand. And where did Deontay Wilder move? You know, did he move on this side or that side? He moved a lot on that side, especially in the 5th round. And what means that? When here is his hard hand and he goes that way, the distance is much shorter than Zhang can connect to it. When you know there is a heavy puncher with a fast, good hand, always go out of the hard hand. You know, I know that they are used, you know, people are used to box against normal guys where is the right hand, the hard hand. You are used to go always this round, you know. That is one thing. Maybe he has forgotten it. Maybe he has done this extra. But I know also when you want to make your right hand completely, then you will go to his hard hand, because there you can throw in your right hand much harder. And that is what I think what he wanted to do. But big mistake, you know. And when he was against the ropes, you know, go out of the ropes as quick as you can. I told you this. When he wants to try there, what happened there? He got really hard connected. You cannot do that against a counter puncher. My thing was, he should made 1-2 things only per round. The only chance what he would have had in Wilder was the left-right combination. Good timed, and that he didn't do. Only once, left, right, and he connected. He connected. Of course, such a guy will not get, boom, floored out with one punch. But think of that, Zhang is really heavy. When this guy has to move 12 rounds, he will maybe get slowed down a little bit. And then your chances are much higher. But you have to be so careful against a counter boxer. You cannot make mistakes. And so the thing was, he wanted to control it with the jab, which is good because he had his hands out. I told you that in the Usyk fight, in the prediction, it's not allowed to do that, you know, but you can a little bit play, you know, a little bit forward, backwards. That makes space, you know, you can control the distance. But the thing is that you want not to do against a counter puncher. And we have seen that you also get connected. And how can you control distance with the jab? And Wilder has not a good jab, you know. But when he has it outside, you can control it. But the other thing, how to control distance, is footwork. And that is what Zhang Zhang is really not good. Yeah, a little bit good, but he's flat-footed. What I told you, this is his weakness, this flat-footedness of Zhang Zhang. But also Wilder is really flat-footed. The footwork really looks not good. The balance, how he is doing that. But if you would have a footwork like a Bernard Hopkins back then, go in, out, you know, the movement, you can control space. He should have all avoid, go out of the distance, that you cannot get a counter, he cannot connect to you. And what does a counter boxer do then? He cannot do anything. Anything, you know what I mean. But when you staying outside all the time, run away, yeah, it is boring. You will not win a round, maybe. But you can control that you get not hit. And then make 1 or 2 times your 1-2 combination. And what did Wilder? He only threw his right hand. Only one single punch. And that it does not work against a world-class level opponent and not against a counter-puncher. And not with that size, with one hand you will not knock him out, and especially not when you are against the ropes and have to go backwards. That will not work, you know. You have to, when he would make one left hand and then the right, and now we come to the finish punch. You know, it happened a few rounds, I don't know, before, but the finish punch where he was then making his 360, I had made a screenshot, but I cannot put it in here because, you know, it would not matter, but it's not allowed and I always want to work correct. But you can watch it for your own. Watch exactly when Zhang Zhang connected his counter punch. Exactly there where he committed. And watch how Deontay Wilder was standing there. And there he made everything wrong, what you can do wrong against a counter puncher. He was going backwards, he went out, you know, and then I know what he wanted. He wanted to surprise Zhang Zhang and very quick connect with a right hand. But he did not prepare anything. He did not throw a jab, nothing. His hand went upwards and then he threw the right hand. And when he connected, you know, when he wanted to connect, and when Zhang Zhang connected him, Wilder was on his forefoot, completely weight on there. His chin was up, his hand was there, and his left hand was completely there. The left hand is to avoid punches, to block the guard, you know. And he had it completely there. Exactly that position where you will never ever be against a counter puncher, and not a counter puncher with that size who is the best in the heavyweight division. He made everything wrong in that punch, and that was the end of it. You know, you cannot do more wrong. But I understand what he wanted to do. But you know what I mean? When you watch that in slow motion, I have watched this again. Zhang Zhang southpaw, waits, and Deontay Wilder, you know, normal hander, loaded it up and made his left hand going down. And what does this mean? When you do your left hand down, what will you do there? The left hand is no weapon anymore. You will not do that, yeah. You can eat that punch. A guy with that size is not interesting what will happen there now. He had immediately known that Wilder now throws the right hand. You have seen that. He waits, he was standing, he waits, and he sees he loads his up, left hand goes down, he knows exactly, yeah, now I counter him. Wilder goes on his forefoot, he wanted to bring in all his weight with one punch, makes this. Zhang Zhang goes back, you know, that he avoids the punch, boom, throws the right hook and connects perfectly. Because Wilder was on his front foot, cannot do anything, left hand down, gets it over. And that is exactly that what I told you. When he want to try to box him and those things, he will lose it. He will lose it. And my thing was he should have done exactly that what he did against Dominic Breazeale. A left and a right. Because when you throw a left hand, the guy has to do something, you know. And when you only throw a right hand, yeah, then you can prepare for that. But when a jab comes also, you have to avoid do something, and then you don't see the right hand that good. You know what I mean? But also there, you cannot stay outside left bam. You can also counter against such a good boxer. But the thing is, I would have done it in that way. Control the fight from the outside, stay outside, go away. Of course, at world-class level, a guy like Zhang Sheng will cut you and you are in the ring ropes, you know, but then go out of the corner as quick as you can. Avoid all damage, go out, you know. When happens something there, yeah, then it is so. But you have to avoid it. Stay outside, you know, and then only 1-2 punches, the left and the right. But you can play with that, you know, footwork, forwards, backwards, and not flat-footed and wait. You can control it, you know, and then the guy does not know, will he come in now or not? You can feint a little bit with the jab, then go backwards, you know, the guy never knows. You can make this, or then you see what Zhang Sheng will do. And then at the beginning of a round, at the end of a round, step in, left, and then close the distance, not from the outside. Go a little bit more in and look that your feet is outside, and then boom, with whole power connect. And I guarantee you, he would have connected. Maybe he can get a counter, but then it is so. But that is the only chance that he would have beaten Zhang Sheng, and he has not done that. A punch like against Brazil, exactly that. That he should have done 1-2 times around and all other things avoid. And maybe in the later rounds, Wilder is fitter, he would have done it, you know. But we have seen what one time he connected and then bam, 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 and that is dangerous. Don't do that. Control the fight, and not with one single punch. That was the problem, you know. Yeah, that it was, you know. And for example, we have seen big guys past, you know, they can get knocked out, like a Primo Carnera back in the days, you know. Primo Carnera against the great Joe Louis in the 30s, you know. Joe Louis was the same weight as Deontay Wilder, but was so much smaller than Deontay Wilder. And Primo Carnera is as tall, as big as a Zhang Sheng, you know, but the Primo Carnera from Italy was, his physique was much more outstanding than Zhang Sheng, and Joe Louis knocked him out. Yeah, you can do that against big guys. Yeah, it is possible. There were big guys back then. And when you want to go backwards and generate power, that will not work. Only, yeah, one example I have, the greatest boxer of all time did it. Walker Smith Jr. You know, yeah, now people will ask, what you're talking, Walker Smith Jr., are you crazy? You know, he did it against Gene Fullmer with a left hook backwards, boom. Maybe the best punch we have ever seen, a textbook-like left hook, you know, in the 50s. And who was Walker Smith Jr.? His ring name was Sugar Ray Robinson, you know. So, but respect to Wilder that he did that after the fight against Fury, that he will come back, tries it. Now we know it was not enough and it will not change in the next fight. So in my opinion, he should retire and he will be considered as the heaviest puncher in the heavyweight history, you know, to me. Because he knocked guys out like no other one. And Zhang Sheng, very, very good fight. He had the nuts to go forward, to say, yeah, the power doesn't mean anything to me. Just throw your right hand, you will see what happened to you. So really good from Zhang Sheng. In that sense, maybe we will see us again by fights. Until then, bye and ciao.